Welcome to Forked Up, your go-to podcast for all things spice, rice, and self-sacrifice. I'm Michelle Davis.
And I'm Matt Holloway. Today we're talking about how pork producers are weaponizing wokeness, the ancient roots behind your cardamom cravings, and a crude awakening here in Southern California.
So stay tuned, y'all. It's about to get forked up.
What the fuck is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Forked Up. Some lucky audience members woke up this weekend to a gorgeous photo of our winter squash and sage dumplings.
Say gorgeous photo?
That one is for the viewers out there. As we have an aggressive amount of gourds on the podcast table this week.
My hand for scale. Please enjoy.
I got kind of big hands though, but this middle one that's aggressive.
Yeah,
that's a lot. Where'd you find that? Did you go to a patch?
Yeah, I went to a patch as a lone 30-something-year-old woman.
No child.
Just wandering around a pumpkin patch on a Tuesday. No, it was a Sprouts.
Yeah, pumpkin patches are for couples that just fell in love.
Yeah,
and people with kids. That's it. If you're not one of those categories, if you're like
or a headless horseman.
Yeah, headless. Obviously, he's there shopping. But yeah, gorgeous photo. Gourd.
Thank you.
Just photo.
Mm-hmm.
Of our. You know what? This middle area. As fun as it is, Caitlin, give them the full screen. Let's see that bad boy in high res. This is our winter squash and sage dumpling recipe. And some of y'all woke up to this in your email inbox this weekend. And I emphasize the word some because that is a paid subscriber only recipe.
That's right.
And you can become a paid subscriber and have access to this recipes and many more that we have coming down the pipeline. Especially with the holidays coming up, we got a lot of good shit. It is only $5 a month to be a paid subscriber. You can sign up today at badmanners.substack.com.
But you can also become a free subscriber.
Yeah, you don't have to pay.
You don't have to pay.
It's fine.
We're not
free.
lunatics.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay. And you'll get a weekly newsletter in your inbox every Saturday morning with a breakdown of food, media, and pop culture, including new recipes on our website that are also free, including lots of other goodies. But to get the most content, if you want a mega Bad Manners content, including exclusive recipes, discounts on merch stores, giveaways, all that kind of stuff, you need to become a contributing member. $5 a month may not seem like a lot, but it pays for all kinds of things.
Pays for these gourds here on the table.
These gourds were not free, y'all. They were not. Sprouts said, "We don't know who you are. You don't get free gourds."
But yeah, it pays for a lot of things. I mean, there's a lot. I know it doesn't seem like much, but there's a lot of work that goes into making this.
Yeah,
this episode.
I mean, we have to pay our rock star producer, Caitlin. It keeps ads off of our website. We are one of the only.
I think we're the
recipe.
only recipe provider on the internet that doesn't run ads.
That honestly could very well be true.
Yeah.
Certainly of any kind of real traffic volume.
And I'll tell y'all what, if y'all don't sign up, that can change.
Oh no, it's tummy tea everywhere. So please consider becoming a monthly supporter so I don't have to scream into a void.
Speaking of supporting us, our new cookbook, Brave New Meal, drops in 1 month, which means that if you have not pre-ordered it yet, stop whatever the fuck you're doing. I don't care if you're driving, just pull over. Traffic will understand. The rest of them have pre-ordered the book. You're the only one on the road who has not. So pull over, pre-order Brave New Meal right now, because if you do that now, you have 30 days to get this kick-ass ebook, Vice House.
Right here.
It is free. Vice House is more than a dozen Southern recipes that we made completely separate of Brave New Meal. And you get that for free if you pre-order Brave New Meal. But you only have 30 days to do that. And if you have pre-ordered and you haven't collected Vice House, go to bravenewmeal.com, scroll down to the bottom. I know that I put a lot of faith in y'all that you're going to scroll down. That's a big ask, I know. But Just
It's
do
there.
it. Just do it.
We promise.
Enter your pre-order details and you get Vice House. It pops right up once you get all that info put in.
You guys might be wondering like why we're stressing pre-orders so much. Like, what's the big deal? Think of it like opening weekend for a movie.
Yeah.
People
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, if we do a good job with the pre-orders, our first day sales are really good because that's when they all get tallied.
Mhm.
And then the book gets more press. It gets in people's social media feeds. More people have access to vegan recipes because it makes the book have a bigger debut. So if it's not us, any author that you love, pre-order their book because it really helps them get a bigger PR budget from their publisher, and it helps get their book seen by more eyes. But speaking of big debuts, the Korean vegan, you've seen her on TikTok, on Instagram, everywhere. Her first book comes out October 12th, so next week. And you guys can pre-order her book now, and that's a great way of supporting her and getting her a bigger PR budget moving forward and more eyes on it. She's got great recipes. We love her social media.
We pre-ordered it. Yeah, 2 copies right here.
Yeah, and technically, we're all competing.
Yeah. Vegan gang, what's up?
So go pre-order her book, pre-order ours while you're over there, and help get vegan recipes in front of more eyes.
Speaking of recipes, if you sign up on our Substack, you get access to like all the back catalog stuff. So like anything that's been posted, like a couple weeks ago, we posted a teaser of Vice House, the Dr. Pepper jackfruit barbecue sandwich went up. We did that for free, just for y'all, so you could kind of get a taste of Vice House, as it were.
And if you guys are worried that if you subscribe later to the Substack that you guys aren't going to get access to some of the recipes we already sent out, like the dumplings, for instance, you actually get access to the whole back catalog of all the newsletters we've ever sent out. So you would be getting the Dr. Pepper jackfruit recipe, and you'd be getting the dumpling recipe. So right off the bat.
Hella recipes.
Hella recipes.
Go get them.
Speaking of hella recipes.
Speaking of recipes, Michelle, what do we have on the menu this weekend?
This weekend, we have our wild rice and ginger peanut pilaf up on the website. It's a brand new recipe full of fall flavors.
That's a mouthful. I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
She just walked right through that. I didn't do that.
It's delicious. It has super fall flavors in it. It's really easy and it's super filling. We've had it for lunch for like 3 days.
Yeah, it's
4
great.
days.
It has a surprising amount of fall flavors in it for like a rice pilaf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also we have a throwback to our red curry noodles. This photo really kind of set Matt off on a photography journey. We call this our Blade Runner photo.
Oh, this is the Blade Runner photo. Well, yeah, we can have it here.
Yeah. It's delicious. It's somewhere between like a noodle soup and just kind of noodles. It's really delicious, super filling, and people will think you ordered takeout, but you didn't. So both those recipes are what we're cooking up this week.
Yeah, we shot this photo, the latest Blade Runner, like the sequel, had just come out, and I hadn't seen it, so I went back and I watched the original, and that scene where Deckard is in like a food hall, and he's sitting at this like stall, and he gets like a bowl of noodles. That lighting is kind of how like I tried to get this red curry noodle dish. So if you like Blade Runner and you like noodle dishes,
and just know we call it the Blade Runner
it's
photo.
the Blade Runner photo.
All through the office all the time.
Yeah.
But we want to do like the Blade Runner. Yes, the Blade Runner photo.
Yeah.
I don't know. But this week has been an interesting one.
It has been it's been a weird week. So earlier this week we had Facebook and Instagram was down for like 6 hours, and the world collectively lost their fucking mind.
Sunsets went undocumented. It's wild stuff. That being said, like it really showed like if you are a person whose business depends on these social media platforms, which to some extent ours does, you're kind of fucked if anything happens. So like I just kept thinking about, so Tuesdays are typical book release days.
Yeah.
So all of this happened on a Monday, which means some poor author was releasing a book on Tuesday and didn't get that last day to promote on social media, which had to be can you imagine
Yeah.
I would have lost my fucking
Sitting
mind.
in your computer all day, just clicking refresh.
Because our
just
first
like
book,
frantically.
I think our first book came out the first Tuesday in October.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
it would have been. It would have been disaster.
Oh, I mean, it just fucks you. It just
Yeah.
fucks you, and there's nobody can help you. Nothing can happen. So diversify your portfolio, y'all. Don't depend on one company to get your work out there because they can fuck you pretty hard.
Yeah, Twitter was up. So we were on Twitter all day.
Per usual.
Yeah. If y'all don't follow us on Twitter, you're missing out.
It's all nonsense
Yeah.
all day. Speaking of nonsense, Matt, I noticed your shirt is a little bit more fun than usual. Are you back on that goofy grass?
No, I am not. I'm not blazing bud just quite yet. And yeah, I got the shirt I'm wearing for the listeners. I'm wearing Boo from Super Mario and camo. So
he's out here trying to get laid.
Yeah, I got a thing at Luigi's mansion later today. So yeah, I'm dressed to go straight from work to the mansion.
No, okay. That's a hot invite.
No, I'm not on that goofy grass yet.
Uh-huh.
I still got clean urine, and I guess I really do encourage people to sign up for the Substack, because if not, I might start selling my urine online. Let's see. I'm sure.
Are you
There's
looking
a
up urine
website.
prices? You're just gonna do that to your algorithm?
How much is my piss worth? Of course, yeah. First result. Let's take a look here.
Is P valuable? I like they capitalize the P in P.
Okay, here we go. There's a whole website. Of course there is. The internet never fails. You're in the clear, exactly how you think
Call
it would be spelled.
877 real P.
Please sign up. $5 a month so I don't have to sell my piss online.
I mean, I don't know.
How much do they get? Oh, damn, $60. How much? 2 ounces. I might do this anyways. This is good money, dude.
I might do this anyways. I mean, of all the things you could sell, urine, I don't know. Would you sell urine before you'd sell dirty panties?
I mean, they're kind of like the same. I feel like there's some overlap in the audience that's like buying like clean urine and, well, maybe not clean urine and like dirty panties. Like in Japan, there's like vending machines of like,
So we've
like
heard.
used.
I've never verified.
They exist. Of like used. I don't know. I've never been. I got friends who travel.
And buy vending machines.
He sent me a photo of a machine. I was like, what are you doing standing in front of it? Fucking put your money in or get out of there. Yeah, you could sell. There was that gamer girl who sold like her bath water. Dude, game recognized game. Like, get that money, girl. Like, whatever. If weirdos want to pay for that, it doesn't even have to be real.
Guys, if you want to buy something that I expel from my body, let me know at FU.
We either
serious offers only.
Listen, y'all either need to buy our cookbook or sign up for the Substack, or we're gonna start selling bodily fluids online. I'm done talking about it.
I blew our yearly budget on gourds, guys. I went ham.
Yeah. No, I cannot wait to get back onto the goofy grass.
I can't wait to sell.
Can't wait to sell my piss. Sellmypiss.com. Wouldn't that be hilariously owned by like vegan cookbook authors?
I mean, we do own premiumfarts.net.
We got a lot of weird domains.
I'm addicted.
Don't ask
to
what we're
buying
doing
them.
with them.
Don't ask.
We stay busy. If we ever have a day off, we got ideas. But yeah, no, I don't have any interesting updates. Ooh, you know what? One thing, quick update. You guys probably remember, I think it was about a month ago, I talked about Kimball Musk, Elon Musk's brother. He has is
he been upgraded to enemy of the pod?
Oh, yeah, him and
if
anything, I would say his brother Elon's more like cool at this point than Kimball is.
Because at
least Elon knows what he is.
Does he? He thinks he's a cool fucking dude.
Nah, he leans into like his villainy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like Kimball Musk is so the story that we covered was he has this nonprofit, say that in air quotes, called Big Green. And Big Green employees, so essentially what Big Green does is they go to schools in inner cities in low-income neighborhoods, and they set up these community gardens, and they teach kids like how to work with, gardens. So the issue is that Big Green employees were overworked, underpaid, and they were essentially trying to unionize. And the update is that Kimball Musk has laid off everyone who is involved in that, which is more than half of his workers.
Mm-hmm.
And this comes just 1 month, which is probably the same week that I covered this, that he hosted a gala, and they sold 2 bongs at that gala for $50,000 each. So
he's just saving money left and right.
Yeah. Kimball masquerading around as like this do-gooder when like in reality he's just like fucking people over. I'm not buying it.
And didn't he like cancel showing up at all of these schools? And the kids were already super excited about it and everything.
Yeah, he did this, and Big Green had to contact schools either the day before a planned garden event or the day of, and like teachers were like texting coordinators who had been let go, being like, "What's going on?" The coordinators are like, "I'm no longer with the company." You guys should read more. H. Claire Brown did a really good breakdown of like all of this on thecounter.org. She's a fantastic food writer, but like, yeah, Kimball Musk, like I'm not. I don't. Here's the thing. Elon is like, yeah, I'm kind of a bad guy. Like I'm a shithead. Like whatever. I'm the fucking Wario of like.
But Kimball definitely tries to masquerade as like a do-gooder, but what he actually is just trying to look altruistic and kind in comparison. But he's actually just a giant piece of shit.
Yeah. Bottom line, Kimball Musk, enemy of the pod, not a good dude. So that's it. Just a quick update on that. But I'm done griping. Let's get to the actual episode. We got a heater for y'all today, and Michelle's going to kick it off with food history.
It is now time for This Week in Food History.
This some serious gourmet shit.
Hello, my babies, and welcome to another food history segment.
Just to fuck with the audience, we should like switch roles 1 week. I'll do all the food histories, you do the recalls.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, like a Freaky Friday. I'll wear a red wig. We just want to dress it.
I would love to dress up as you. Guys, one time I like face swapped.
It wouldn't be hard. It wouldn't be. I dress like a fucking like a hype beast, I guess. I don't know.
It doesn't matter. One time I switched faces. I like it on the, what was it, Snapchat or something. I did the face switch with Matt, and he wouldn't even look at the photo.
Horrific.
It was really, and then I did one of him, of me and his dad. And then I said it to him every time I was disappointed.
I would like to be removed from this conversation.
Okay, anyway, back to food history. So 2 weeks ago, when we posted our coffee cardamom roll recipe, I couldn't believe how many of you guys wrote in the comments about your love for cardamom. I had no idea. I love it, but I didn't think it was universal. Who knew? So this week, based on your enthusiasm in the comments, we are talking about the history of cardamom. So cardamom is a spice from the seed pods of various plants in the ginger family. So there's 2 main kinds of cardamom, but they come from different plants, even though they taste very similar. It's native to southern India, and it is also grown in Guatemala starting in the 1900s. It was imported there. And now Guatemala is the largest producer and exporter of this spice in the world. So cardamom has a strong taste. It's like a combination of ginger and cinnamon with a little bit of grassiness, but it is very unique, very delicious, very worth having in your spice cabinet. So cardamom pods contain a bunch of seeds in them, but each cardamom pod can be used whole, it can be used ground, but cardamom loses its flavor when it's ground, so it's best to buy it whole if possible. The seeds are small and black, and while the pods differ in color based on the size and the species, so there are 2 main types of cardamom: green cardamom and black cardamom. Green cardamom is called true cardamom. This is the most common kind, and it is what you will find in 99% of grocery stores. The other kind, black cardamom, has larger pods, and they're kind of like a dark brown. It has a slightly more smoky taste than regular cardamom, so it lends itself more to savory dishes. So now on to our history with cardamom. Cardamom has been around for a long time, and it has been written about in some of our oldest languages. One of the earliest mentions of the spice is in Mycenaean Greek. It's written in Linear B syllabic script, which is one of, like, when you're talking about like proto languages and where a lot of modern languages come from, it all comes back to this Linear B.
That language is so old. I don't know what the fuck she just said.
Y'all, I was a history major in college. Anyway, so it was found on this list of flavorings called the spice tablets in this temple. So it was like a old school temple shopping list, and they're writing about cardamom way back in the day. It is also, a constant feature of Ayurvedic medicine since its inception, and it appears in some of India's oldest medicinal texts. Also in the early Bronze Age, Babylonians and Assyrians traded the spice all over Western Asia and all over the Mediterranean basin. Ancient Greek physicians wrote about it and its therapeutic properties. In medieval times, Venice was the principal importer of cardamom. And in China, cardamom was an important part of the economy during the Song dynasty. So anywhere and everywhere there was people, cardamom was being traded. But we are still obsessed with the spice to this day. Currently, the biggest importers of cardamom are Saudi Arabia and Kuwait, while other significant importers include Germany, Iran, Japan, Jordan, Pakistan, Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, the UK, and Russia. And according to the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, 80% of the world's modern cardamom consumption occurs in the Middle East. Even though most of the world's cardamom comes from Guatemala in Central America, that the spice originated in southern India, most of it's consumed in modern day Middle East, It's a true global spice, people.
Yeah, because I identify it with like Middle Eastern dishes.
Really? See, I think of it more as like a component of chai and in like garam masala and all of these different spice blends in India. And so the fact that overwhelmingly it's consumed in the Middle East was a huge surprise to me. It's also extremely popular in the baked goods in Scandinavian countries, which is what our cardamom roll recipe was, inspired by. If you guys looked at the picture and in the recipe, the little pearled sugar on top is very popular in Sweden and Finnish recipes. So I guess that's all to say. Humans have always loved cardamom. We love it all over the world to this day, and you should expect more cardamom recipes from us in the future.
You did get some people in the comments that were like, "Oh, this is like very Swedish."
Yeah.
So,
a lot of people were trying to compare it to arugula, but
arugula, not arugula. Right?
Yeah. So arugula is generally thought of as like a what?
Where my idiots at? Y'all heard what I heard. That's all right.
It's more of a Eastern European Jewish pastry, but it has a little bit less of a yeasted dough, a little bit more of a laminate dough than this pastry, which is Finnish in origin. So, so check it out, guys. It's a great recipe. And now if you buy cardamom, I will be calling for it again.
Well, with food history out of the way, let's move on to Talkbuster video. We have got to figure out something other than
no, we don't.
You almost hitting me in the face with your hand every week.
No, we don't.
Talkbuster video is a new segment that we're doing on the show. And no, I'm not doing a recall and I'm not doing a ideas this week because I'm plowing through the Talkbuster because this is the best segment. Where we visit some of our favorite videos fresh from the internet's kitchen to our podcast studio, and we talk about them. So if you're listening to this show instead of watching on YouTube, there's a very easy way to fix that. You can find us on YouTube at Bad Manners Food. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. And with that out of the way, let's get silly.
Hot dogs are being put in a pot of water and boiled. Now there's hot dog water going into an ice cube tray. They're freezing it. And now they're putting it in a blender with beer. And they're blending it. And then they are making a hot dog into a straw. They rimmed the glass, a martini glass, with ketchup and mustard. They poured that drink in and then put the cold hot dog in the hot dog water.
Oh, that was a lot for me. And I've seen that before.
Your eyes are watering.
I don't care for that.
You did this all. You made all of us watch this, and you're like low-key vomiting off camera.
I will watch gore and broken bones, like protruding through like skin. That bothers me. This fucking hot dog video. I don't know what it is. It's your brain immediately, I think, puts
Think about the hot dog
the
in
flavors.
the ice.
Yeah, when they put the straw through the hot dog.
Guys, Matt does have a very sensitive stomach. That is really fucking disgusting. And if someone like served that to me, I wouldn't even be mad as a vegan. Like as a human person, I'd be like, you need to get the fuck off this planet. That is deeply upsetting.
Yeah.
Thanks for ruining my life. Next video, please.
I had to get that one out of the way. It's better from
That
there.
was
That was hard
disgusting.
for me.
You should be ashamed of yourself, whoever created you. And I don't want to know your name.
Cursed cocktail.
Disgusting.
All right, on to video number 2.
Yeah,
Now,
okay.
now that I have recovered.
Rainha Itália, que é uma das mais conhecidas uvas de mesa.
Beautiful grapes.
Aqui é a Perlona. Essa aqui é a Tardia de Caxias, que é uma variedade nova. E aqui é a Rubi, que é uma mutação da uva Itália.
Estas mais de mesa. Aqui do lado, Pederneiras. Aqui, por exemplo, tem...
What happened?
Voltamos em seguida com o esporte e o comentário do Paulo Roberto Falcão. Até já.
So it looks like it was a bunch of beauty queens showing off grapes on trellises indoors from, I would guess, the 80s.
Yeah.
And then this man, the newscaster or whoever's conducting the interview, reaches into one of the trellises of grapes.
There's an electrical wire.
Oh, and it shocks
And
him.
I think what it is it like him holding that microphone. Somehow there's like a current that like he closed the circuit on accident.
He electrocuted himself.
He rode the lightning there for a little bit.
Yeah, the noise he made, he definitely regrets.
Yeah. I gotta. Hang on,
So he just thinks he's grabbing a bushel of grapes hanging off the
Yeah,
trellis.
he walks over to the trellis opposite the beauty queens. And he's like, "Hey, let's go. Let's see what these like. These are really lovely grapes." He's very confident.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Tem...
He just falls over like the kid from Jurassic Park climbing the fence. He just
And the camera just pans away. And you don't hear word one from the beauty queens, quite honestly. It feels like it was like a trap.
Oh, the camera operator's like, he just pans the grapes.
Yeah, and then it goes to the female newscaster in studio, and she's just like, and signing off.
She's like, and that's the news for the evening. Like, nothing happened. Don't worry about it. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bob is no longer a problem. That was pretty good.
He's fine.
I'm sure
He's fine.
He's fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
No thanks to those beauty queens, though. They didn't do shit.
That was the most traumatic thing. Those women saw a man get electrocuted on live television.
Well, he's touching grapes, our grapes, our beauty queen grapes that we grew for the talent portion.
Yeah. Could you imagine if somebody if you tried to grab onto him, you would have also been part of that closed circuit. And you go, okay, here we go.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Got some good ones this week. On to the next.
McDonald's cup full of soda. Oh no, they stabbed it through his. Oh no. Okay, so this person had one of the sauce packets from McDonald's. They stabbed the straw through it, so that you could like suck out the sauce.
What was
But
that sauce? Hang on.
I think it was their sweet and sour sauce.
Fuck yeah, it was.
Yeah. And they stuck it into the cup of soda so you couldn't see it. And then some dude
Clearly his coworker, this looks like a break room of some
Yeah.
kind.
Yeah,
His coworker takes a sip. He's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go to McDonald's. You want anything? Yeah, just give me a Sprite."
yeah, give me a fry and Sprite, and then you just like, "Bleh." And I'm glad it would have been more disturbing had he not noticed.
Yeah, if he just kept sipping.
Yeah,
Yeah. Harmless prank.
love it. Love to see
No
it.
one's getting hurt. Again, your brain, you think that it's gonna, like, you get ready for a flavor and
Yeah.
it's a different flavor, it fucks us up. I
Well,
don't
it's like
know.
when you go to pick up a cup and you think there's beverage in it, and then you're like, "Oh God, I'm so strong."
Yeah. Like the moment that they like, I was fine with them putting the hot dogs inside of like boiling them, taking the water, setting it aside.
But once it transitioned to frozen,
Once it got into frozen and they mixed it with beer is when I started retching. That is a bridge too far for my
also,
brain.
how are you going to rim a glass and use a straw?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyways, it's a waste of good ketchup. There's a shortage right now. What are you doing with all that ketchup? Rimming a glass like a maniac.
okay, this is in some kind of vineyard with a tablescape full of vegetables and a bunch of white people.
The Chili Pepper Institute here at New Mexico State University. We got your everyday, ordinary chili peppers here.
Right. And this is the Buchalogia, the world's hottest chili pepper.
Right?
1 million Scoville heat units.
What does that mean?
Oh, that's the world's hottest chili right there. And so I'm going to give you some milk to cut that heat.
Start to kick in a little bit.
It went back for a second bite. Oh, shit.
I don't even taste the milk.
It's not cutting the heat for you at all.
No, not so much. How long is this going to last?
For some people, 5-6 hours.
Seriously?
Seriously. It all depends on you.
Information I could have used a while ago. It keeps giving, doesn't it? Got some tears.
Oh man.
Honestly, so he just this man who's apparently leading the segment. He's a college football something. He's leading the segment. He just confidently bites into the hottest pepper they have on the table before the guy even says it. And then while the guy's talking to him, he takes another bite, though he's already begun to die from this pepper.
He's like, which by the way, I think this is old because we know that I think it's the North Carolina Reaper is the hottest pepper.
Yeah.
Which has like a Scoville of like 4 million, something like that. So this pepper has a Scoville of like 1 million. Still pretty fucking hot.
I mean, the guy immediately starts like, I made a huge mistake. And then he takes a second bite.
Yeah, I don't know what he has to prove on the second bite.
It felt mindless. It felt like it was just a rote motor reflex. Like it was in your hand, you take another bite, and you're like, why did I do that?
I like that he almost immediately realizes the regret.
Yeah.
And he does that thing that we all do when we like the nervous chuckle, but like our body language changes when we do something embarrassing in public that we like if you trip and you start running to pretend like you weren't, and then you kind of stop and you'll put your hands on your
square
hips.
up against
you
the
square
universe.
up. You're like, He's just like, I'm in control.
I really fucked this up.
He immediately squares up.
Okay, this is at a Dunkin' Donuts.
Closing at Dunkin'.
They're just pouring donuts in a garbage can. Taking a bite of a donut, tossing more in the garbage.
Got some bear claws, some
There's a
donut
shit
holes.
ton of donuts. This whole time they're dumping donuts in the garbage.
Tray after tray. Cups.
More donuts. That's a lot.
Moving on to the bagels. Got a sesame bagel. You got your raisin bagel.
More sesame.
The cinnamon bagel.
Wow, that's so much.
Yeah. I saw that and I thought of you talking about
At the grocery store.
how Whole Foods just like throws food away every day.
So they used to if there was pizza left over at the end of the night, they would like put it out and let us take slices. But Then the pizza department started making more pizza, so there would always be leftover pizza, and then they just threw all the garbage, like all the food away right in front of us, and we weren't allowed to eat it.
Can't let the poorest have dinner.
No, God forbid. God forbid. Do you remember that photo I sent you of the bananas in the break room?
Yeah. They were like, they were past like browning to black. They were like growing mold.
Okay, so they put this box of bananas in the break room that day for like us to like take home bananas if we wanted to. You could not move a banana from this box. It would disintegrate in your hands. They were so black and like bugs were all over them and everything. And I went to the store later. I was like, bro, like what the fuck are we doing?
It's the signage that got me that just said free.
Free.
And
no
it's
shit.
like,
it says
no
free.
shit. Nobody wants it. This is garbage. You ever see like your neighbor throw something on the curb and they just put a sign that says free and you're like, we all assumed.
It's a broken toilet.
Yeah.
We knew.
Nobody wants your shitty broken IKEA mattress bed frame.
Yeah, that's bad.
And that is a very specific reference because I have a IKEA bed frame that has been sitting at the end of our driveway in front of my building for about 3 months now. I've called the city twice.
Okay, so this looks like a rock over a fire with some lotus root and other maybe meat and some peppers on it. The rock, like, split in half.
Too hot. It's too hot.
Like a clamshell. It looks like a clamshell. It goes, blah!
Oh, man.
That's a pretty clean cut, though.
Yeah, right down the middle.
Look at the
you
steam
can see
come
the
out.
steam coming out of it.
So there must have already been a cut, and they just like didn't pay attention.
Yeah.
Because there's not just like moisture inside of a rock for no reason.
And just launching their food into the fucking woods.
They're lucky it broke the way it did, not towards camera.
It could have gone the other way. Dude, that could have gone very differently. This would not be a complete Talkbuster segment without a grease fire.
This appears to be a fast food restaurant. Okay, so looks like the fryer is caught on fire. The guy's looking at it.
My man immediately is like,
He clocks
hold up.
But he's not moving. He was really frozen.
He's like, maybe it'll go out on its own.
He moves the basket.
Moves basket away from it.
It's
Smart.
empty. Oh.
His coworker has
now
taken
everyone's
notice.
staring at it. Nobody knows what to do.
Shoulder shrug, obviously.
You guys don't have a fire extinguisher that's like compliant for...
Right here, top right. It's right there.
Oh.
It's not reachable.
You're right.
Top right of frame. There you go.
In the fire's path. The guy just walked out of frame.
Hold up. He's getting something.
What's he getting?
I think we all know what he's getting.
He's getting water.
Clack, clack, the clown.
Oh, that's bad.
That is a really bad backdraft.
Once again, folks, do not put water on a grease fire.
If y'all learn anything from this podcast, please, just the one takeaway, do not ever, ever, ever add water to a grease fire.
Don't
It
it.
It will not help.
Also, don't throw a grease fire like out your back door. This is a family story. My Nana started a grease fire on the stove, and she went to open the back door and throw it out the back door. Okay?
Sure, yeah. Be gone, fire.
Yeah, just get out of here. This is a neighborhood problem.
Close the door. That's solved.
Yeah. Well, she forgot that the screen door was spring loaded.
Oh no!
Brought it right back to her fucking face. Her shit was fucked up. Don't do it. Snuff them out. No water. No screen door. Grease face fire. It's bad news.
Yeah.
Nana's fine, or was fine. She's dead now, but not from a grease fire.
It's other fires, non-grease fire related.
Non-grease fire related.
Few ways that you can handle grease fire. Literally just cover it with like a thick blanket. Or
you gotta snuff it out. Snuff it out.
Snuff it out. You want to rob it of oxygen.
Baking soda's a great one.
Baking soda's another one. Most of us have a box of those in the back of our fridge to help keep the fridge smelling fresh. Grab that, throw it on it. Also, like, I know this seems aggressive, but we have them here in our kitchen. Go get a fucking fire extinguisher.
The one that's rated for a grease fire.
Yeah, for grease fires. They're $20 fucking. You're going to do hundreds, if not thousands of dollars worth of damage. Just get a fucking fire extinguisher. And then when you're done putting the fire out, just order takeout.
Yeah.
Like it's not worth like the panic. And
You
throwing water
really
on it.
should always have a fire extinguisher in your house.
Yeah.
My home growing up caught on fire.
Non-grease fire related.
Non-grease fire related. But luckily, before we left, I was able to like put out part of the wall with a fire extinguisher, and it really saved a lot of structural damage to the house. So have a fire extinguisher around, guys. It's kind of crucial.
Yet another successful Talkbuster video.
He's so proud of himself.
You guys can send videos that you find across the internet or videos of your own. Hopefully it's not your grease fire. To fu@badmanners. Y'all can email us. You can also tag us on any social platform. Yeah, you don't even have to download the video or anything. We'll figure it out. We'll get it.
Don't worry about it. We're not busy.
We have ways. But speaking of avoidable disasters here in Southern California, we're dealing with an ecological disaster of 126,000 gallons of crude oil that are leaking and covering more than 8,000 acres across the Pacific coastline. It's so bad that Governor Newsom has declared a state of emergency to respond to the disaster.
It's so bad that they canceled an air show. And
You know how
it happened
bad
in the water.
an oil leak has to be that a nearby air show has to be like, nope, can't get off the ground.
That's bad.
Pretty fucking bad.
Pretty fucking bad.
It's so bad that state wildlife officials also announced a ban on fishing and shellfish collection until further notice.
Because you're going to die.
Amplify Energy Corp, the company that owns the oil rig and the pipeline.
From Houston, Texas.
Y'all just embarrassing us. Announced that they'd be doing an internal investigation and that they believe a large freight ship's anchor is the cause of the leak, dragging their pipeline roughly 150 feet after breaking it. Now, I don't know how to describe this to y'all. That obviously, you're not from Southern California. The Port of Los Angeles is one of the largest ports in the United States.
Yeah, largest in size and busiest.
Yeah, it might be the largest, but don't
Long Beach and yeah.
Yeah, but don't quote me on that. But essentially, because of COVID-19 and everything that's going on, there's been a massive backup in trying to offload these freight ships.
Yeah, so they're all off the coast.
So they're like literally lined up off the coast. And they have to kind of like gridlock traffic, start and stop until someone flags them in, to get offloaded. So they're anchoring off in areas that they're not used to anchoring off in. And they think they know the ship and the company responsible for this. They don't know 100%, but I mean, I also I wouldn't trust this company to do
any research,
any internal investigation. They're like, oh, we figured it out.
It wasn't us.
It's not our fault.
That's crazy. It's so crazy.
It's these guys' fault. It's not our fault. We didn't do it. Everything was running totally fine.
But you'd think that these pipelines would be built to sort of withstand an anchor. I
mean, I don't know. There's a pretty big fucking anchors, especially if even if it fell on it and they like hooked it,
yeah,
and then fucking dragged it. I don't know.
But we should not have these off the coast anymore.
Yeah, offshore drilling. I mean, guys, we can literally go to the beach here in LA. If you've ever visited here, you can see the oil rigs from our beaches.
Well,
it's
not so much here, but in Santa Barbara for sure, which is insane because Santa Barbara is so beautiful. I can't believe
there's 3 off the coast of Santa Barbara.
Ever allowed that to happen,
yeah.
And all of this should stop. All of this should stop. It's too much of an ecological disaster. It's ugly for people. It's bad for it sucks. It sucks.
Yeah, I agree. And while this might be a major environmental disaster that's going to cost countless loss of marine life, I assume hundreds of millions of dollars in cleanup costs and federal involvement to help with the cleanup, this spill is only about 1 day's worth of oil that Amplify Energy produces. So this is a very minor setback for them. They're not even a large oil manufacturer. Which, you're saying, Michelle, at what point do we get that our ravenous appetite for fossil fuels,
which are a finite resource,
not just harvesting them where we have these kinds of disasters, but also
the transportation
using them.
and then using them.
Yeah, when is it start to decline because of the massive environmental consequences, not just these ecological disasters by trying to collect them, but with everything that we know about global warming, and we're getting more storms every year, and the storms are bigger, like in the fucking East Coast is like flooding like crazy every season.
The cost of the product should reflect its impact.
Totally.
And it doesn't right now.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess it's difficult to make non-Californians care, especially people who like are probably totally fine using fossil fuels. I know I've joked about this in the past, but like if one day out of the month, if they were just like, we do it with water, they're like, hey, stop watering your lawn. Like, take shorter showers because, of water shortages. What if we did this with fuel? What if they were like, hey, every third Saturday of the month, don't drive or take public transit? But yeah, I think that you make a good point, Michelle, that if the cost of the product reflected the impact of that, like collecting, I mean, it's all subsidized. It's the same way with like the meat and dairy industry. It's like the red meat that you buy at the store has been like reduced significantly. Like if you were paying full price for that, nobody would buy red meat, and that's why it's subsidized.
And if they were, if the animal, like the producers of the meat, were forced to like actually provide for the needs of the animals and filter their waste and do all the responsible things, pay living wages to the workers, like your meat would be astronomically more expensive.
They say it all the time. Every time there's new regulation, the producers are like, this is going to put me out of business. It's like, okay, then maybe you shouldn't be in business because the animals are suffering, the people who work for you are suffering, the environment around you is suffering. Maybe you just shouldn't be doing business.
But what about my wallet?
But Amplify, like I was saying, isn't even a large oil producer. Like this is a company that has $2 billion in debt, and they have $2.5 billion in assets.
So they have $500 million.
So at what point does a ecological disaster like this, if that starts to eclipse what the company's worth, shut it down?
Yeah.
Like I think you get one, like a mulligan, and then you get to fucking crack down.
We didn't know we couldn't spill oil in the ocean.
But like the second time it happens, the way y'all are doing business is not sustainable, and you are fucking up the earth for lifetimes after you'll be gone, and that's not acceptable.
Not acceptable.
It's also worth noting that the Department of Defense and more specifically the U.S. Army are the largest consumers of oil in the United States. They also have a budget of $752 billion.
That's a spicy meatball.
Which is 11% of our entire federal budget. So, I don't know. Do we need that many Humvees? How many jets do we have? Do y'all really need all those jets?
Probably not.
Yeah. That's more of a defense budget than the next 26 countries combined.
But speaking of large unregulated markets, you guys might remember over the summer when we told you about how pork producers are trying to fight the looming Prop 12 deadline here in California. And if you don't, here is a quick recap. Prop 12 goes into effect January 1st, 2022, and was passed by 2/3 of California voters. The legislation establishes a minimum space requirement for breeding pigs, veal, and egg-laying hens, and it bans the sale of those animal products from producers who don't comply with the minimal space requirements. Now, about 4% of the country's pork producers are currently in compliance with the law's stand-up and turnaround requirements, which requires pigs to be able to fully extend their legs, lay down, stand up, and turn around without bumping into another pig or touching the sides of their pen. So only 4% of pork producers in this country currently have a system like that in place. Only 4%.
I'm smiling, but it's not because of this law. Like this law is necessary and long overdue. I'm smiling because saying that they have to change or they can't sell pork. I just think of that Tiger King. He's like, I'm financially never going to recover from this.
I'm never going to recover from this.
Never going to recover from this. It's like, hey, maybe your pig should be able to stand around. That's a law now.
Yeah.
I'm never going to be able to recover from this.
Never. Yeah. So pork producers are freaking out. They're going to lose access to the California market. But since the prop passed in 2018, almost zero efforts have been made to upgrade any of their facilities. Instead, they focused all of their efforts on trying to upend the will of the voters or get it delayed in court. And now they focused on a brand new tactic, pretending to be woke. A new public relations group has popped up called the Food Equity Alliance, and its focus appears to be on fear-mongering around the looming pork shortages and that impact on communities of color. Because apparently they just want to draw a line right from pork eating to people of color. Just immediately, that's what they're doing.
This is fucked up on a lot of levels. I'll let you finish,
Yeah.
but like I got a lot of questions.
So the Food Equity Group began developing its web and social media presence this spring when it started calling on Governor Gavin Newsom to delay the implementation of Prop 12. Its website was created by Dauntless Communications, a company that provides web development and political campaign services for Republican lawmakers and conservative causes. Other Dauntless projects include Megan Barth's Reagan Babe, a campaign that stokes fear of, quote, criminal illegal aliens to drum up opposition to sanctuary state laws, and Eric Eisenhammer, who is the group's founder, his Coalition for Energy Users, which advocates against renewable energy subsidies and oil and gas increases. So the site that they built for the Food Equity Alliance features zero content that isn't related to Prop 12. It has a number of stock photos of minority families and restaurateurs and has almost zero contact information. So it lists a bunch of the members of the Food Equity Alliance. They're all pork producers and a handful of Latino and Asian restaurant business associations. But, you know, that all being said, like, yes, pork prices might go up because of this law, but that is solely based on the pork industry's focus on fighting this law rather than just complying with it. They've had 4 years. Like, it's nuts. So they're like, I didn't have enough time. It's like, bitch, you had 4 fucking years. You had all of high school. Like, you know what I mean? Like, also the meat industry is notorious for exploiting Latino and immigrant labor markets. So their fake concern for like this issue of equity is so fucking dumb.
Yeah, it's they only care about equity when it comes to something
Their
that's
access to the
going
market.
to impact them. That's it. That's the only time.
So Josh Balk, who is the vice president of Farm Animal Protection for the Humane Society, which led the push to pass Prop 12, puts it like this, quote, I find it shameful that they are implying that communities of color care less about cruelty to animals, he said. If you look at where Prop 12 passed overwhelmingly, the places that got the most votes were the most diverse cities. So look forward to some fake compassion for people who might have to eat chicken for a couple months because billion-dollar pork companies didn't want to build cages that pigs could turn around in. So that's what's going on with that.
While you were doing that, I looked up this Megan Barth woman, and she seems just at the surface like
a real piece of shit.
Your words, not mine. I feel like you'd see her in public and you're like, no.
Yeah, if she was like, if I was working a customer service desk and she started walking towards me confidently, I'd be like, ugh, I'm about to get fucking yelled at.
Number one, assuming that this is a photo of her.
Yeah.
Bangs, red flag.
Her bangs a red flag.
Yeah.
You kind of have bangs.
Huh? I'm a yellow flag. I'm gonna sell my urine flag. This is it's so fucking stupid that like this prop passed. They've done absolutely nothing. They've waited until the last minute. They hire a bunch of lobbyists and attorneys to try and get it either overturned or delayed or get some kind of exemption.
Just build a bigger cage.
It's not, yeah, but you know, that's what that's gonna do is that's gonna fuck with their current means of production. Like they're gonna have half the space because they have to have, you know, look, I don't agree with it. I'm just saying, like, I understand the reasoning for trying to put it off, but like, this is, I've said it before, and I truly do believe this. It won't happen in our lifetime, but at one point, humans are gonna be like, holy fuck, I cannot believe that previous generations of us just committed mass genocides of animals every single day.
I mean, yeah, the amount of meat that...
This is only like the last 100, 150 years,
yeah,
by
for
the
sure.
way. This is not something like animal consumption has been like a way of like human existence, like as
Yeah,
far back as
people are
recorded history.
always going to eat animals.
Yeah,
The rate,
but the way that we do it, and the rate, like you're saying,
that's
just-
not going to keep happening. There's no
yeah,
way. It's just not sustainable.
It'll be an embarrassing part of human history.
It's like when we used to run all of our lights in cities and houses on whale oil. Like that was a thing that we could just keep up forever. No.
Well, like when everyone used like oil lamps and like gas lamps and stuff, there was this big like anti-electricity campaign that like I'll put the photo here, but there was this campaign against electricity, and it's so insane. It was like a giant spider web that's essentially all the power lines, and it's like choking civilians as they're like walking by. And it was just fear mongering. And that's what this is people being like, with this new regulation, if pigs need to turn around in the stall, you're going to have to pay more for pork.
What's next?
I don't
Cows
think
are going to vote? It's going to be crazy.
That's
Watch
it.
out.
It's a conservative nightmare.
Yeah.
Fucking the bovine vote.
The bovine vote.
That's fucking silly.
Get your hooves in a booth.
Yeah. Speaking of silly shit, I don't know if y'all saw this, but last week the Folgers coffee jingle was up for sale, and somebody bought it. I don't know if y'all remember the Folgers jingle.
How could you forget?
The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
I've had that stuck in my head for a full 24 hours. Like I was putting on makeup to like do this, guys. And I'm sitting in the bathroom and softly I'm singing it to myself. And I was like, fuck. It is an earworm like a motherfucker.
Folgers jingle is a bop.
Okay.
We might catch DMCA notice over that. We'll see. I don't know. We're really rolling the dice here. real risk takers here on Forked Up. If there's no audio playing during that segment of the show,
you'll know why.
Y'all know why.
Okay, so somebody bought it.
Yeah, so the iconic Folgers coffee jingle was auctioned off last week. Originally titled Really Snowy Morning by singer and songwriter Leslie Pearl in 1984, the song's opening bid was $63,000 before eventually selling to a man named Josh C. for $90,500. And y'all might be asking, why would anyone spend $100,000 on a coffee jingle from the 1980s?
I mean, why not?
Yeah. I mean, hey, they got the money.
It's a banger.
Yeah. So my man Josh is keeping his name vague because, like all smart people do when they win the lottery, that jingle is a goddamn golden ticket. Every time that jingle plays, it pays royalty dividends. So when you watch a commercial or you hear it on the radio, not this podcast because we're not monetizing. Don't come after us, Josh. Come on the pod. We can interview you. We can blur your face out. It's fine.
We'll just put this pumpkin on his head.
but my boy Josh is collecting a piping hot cup of cash. In the last 2 years alone, that jingle has generated more than $20,000 worth of royalty payments. But in the event that Folgers decides to stop using the jingle or they rebrand for any reason, Josh is going to have to find another purpose for that jingle. So
here's my question.
Yeah.
If it's so valuable, why didn't Folgers buy it?
That is a valuable point, Michelle. I don't know. Folgers. Y'all got the money. They're still in business, right? They have
yeah, no, didn't they? They just ran a commercial using this during the pandemic.
Oh, you're right. I don't know if y'all saw this. Well, I'm not going to play it because of legal reasons.
Legal reasons.
But yeah, Folgers, they ran it was like a mom doing a Zoom campaign, or it was a campaign of a mom at home on Zoom, like working. And then jingle played. So that was that 20 G's that's now going to my boy Josh.
So imagine a world without Folgers. What does he do with this?
Yeah, what's a
alarm clock?
That's not bad. Yeah.
Or he makes coffee makers that play that jingle when the coffee's ready.
Mm-hmm. No, that's good. Yeah.
Best part of waking up is Josh's coffee's in your cup.
I
just wrote that right now.
Doesn't quite have the same ring to it.
I think it was gorgeous.
I do know, like on some like modern cars, you can change the sound of your car horn. Like on Teslas, you just like put in a flash drive and you can like you put whatever. Wouldn't that be a fucking horn behind you in
I'll
traffic.
be like, who, what? And then it's like stuck in your head all day. Be like, that fucker cut me off, and then you play the goddamn Folgers jingle.
I hope Josh owns a Tesla, and he's like, that's all I wanted. That's all I just want.
Eccentric billionaire Josh C.
Yeah. Fire episode today. I've had fun. Michelle, you had a good time?
I really enjoyed you almost retching from the hot dog water.
That was tough. That was really, I will include videos that are difficult for me. This is not all about trying to make y'all squirm.
He had tears in his eyes.
Yeah, y'all couldn't see it because the video was playing, but when that hot dog video was on, I was looking at the floor. I cannot see that.
I couldn't stop staring.
Yeah. But yeah.
I think that's the show for this week.
That's the show for this week. Shout out to our producer, Caitlin Cleveland, who makes sure that this podcast is in y'all's feed and available for y'all to watch on YouTube every week. And shout out to our audience. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to pre-order Brave New Meal wherever books are sold. You can get it at bravenewmeal.com, and you can download your copy of Vice House. Right now, you got 30 days to do it. After November 9th, 10th, I don't know. We're taking it off the internet.
Yes. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest at Bad Manners Food. You can also watch this episode on YouTube, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, you can find us on Substack, badmanners.substack.com, for our weekly newsletters. All of our recipes, including the wild rice and peanut ginger pilaf and our red curry noodles, are available on our website at badmanners.com. And if you want the recipe for our fall dumplings, you're going to have to become a paid subscriber to our newsletter, The Broiler Room, which heads to your inbox every Saturday.
And paid subscribers will get their email on Sundays. So
it's a little separate treat.
All right, I'm off to Luigi's mansion. Stay hungry, keep cooking, and we'll see y'all next week.
Bye, guys.
He's texting me. I'm on the way, dude. I'm on the way.
Is Peach with you?